I'm freaking out. There's a fire.
Calm down. The temperature wiring is wrong. Temperature is vital for survival on Mars.
So basically what I just did is I just connected the wires to the temperature sensor and I made sure that it's working all right.
This is the temperature sensor that they're all freaking out about. The wiring is fine now, but it was the analog voltage that corresponds to the temperature, and it's important for the extreme heat and coldness that Mars gets. Our project is simple. We're converting Mars temperature into a temp sensor. It's accurate, simple, and converts temperature into voltage that the sensor can actually read.
If this fails, we're all doomed. Mars will be lost forever. I mean, who's gonna save the planet if it's not me?
We chose the temperature sensor because it works in Celsius and Fahrenheit and doesn't need a lot of work and is reliable.
Takes that voltage and translates it into temperature. Then it sends that temperature and turns it into real numbers on our LCD screen.
Right. The LCD is our safety command center. It gives precise readings, unlike LEDs which blink vaguely. But I added a backup LED just in case. Redundancy is key.
We are going to place our temperature sensors throughout the entire carnival. We're going to have our base at the headquarters, and then we're going to have alarms and sensors around the entire carnival.
Other options? Sure, LEDs could blink red for danger, or we could have just used the Arduino serial number on a laptop. But Mars isn't really full of spare laptops.
Not everything worked the first time. Our LCD wire was messed up more than once, but we ended up fixing that. We wired the temperature sensors through pin A0. We also connect the LCD wires through pins 2 and 7. We also added the pinantometer to show the digital numbers while the temperature sensor is working.
Pros, it shows real numbers and displays them in both Celsius and Fahrenheit.
A con of the LCD is that it has a limited viewing angle and brightness, and it requires an additional light source.
This is the code. It reads the analog signal and converts it to Celsius and Fahrenheit and updates it to the LCD. If we wanted to, we can make it buzz if the temperature goes too high.
The code was tricky too. The screen just showed random numbers. It turns out all we had to do was calculate Celsius and Fahrenheit. This is what makes our Mars Carnival possible, real-time monitoring. Without it, foods could spoil, rides could break, and people would not be safe.
And with the sensor, if the temperature drops, it is instantly detected. Safety guaranteed.
Yeah, nothing says fun carnival like a panic alarm going off every 5 minutes.
Some difficulties that we faced is that the wiring in the LCD display was wrong because the temperatures weren't showing on the display. How we solved this is that we double checked the wiring and made sure that everything is correct until the display turned on. And what we learned from this experience is that the LCD is the best display choice because it displays real life temperature and it's accurate most of the time.
Our formula was wrong for Celsius and Fahrenheit and it wasn't displaying properly, and that was a difficulty. How we solved this was we debugged the code, and one thing I learned was small mistakes matter.
One difficulty we had is that the temp sensor jumped or gave unstable numbers, and to fix this we had to give and add a loop delay into our code. And one thing I learned is that engineering can be messy, but you have to work together to fix the problem.
Difficulty that happened was that we did not time manage correctly when we were filming. What I've learned from that is that we need to start filming once a day, every single day, so we could put it all together and it would be way more time efficient. We solved this by working outside school in order to get all of our time.
A struggle that we faced was some people were doing more projects than the other. So what we did was we split up the projects so that everyone had a certain amount of things that they had to work on. And this helped everyone to get everything done in this timely manner.
A difficulty that we faced was some of our employees being out or out sick. And what we did to improvise is we filmed everyone's part on a day that everybody was present. And what we learned from this is that I can't have my employees being calling out sick. My employees need to be here every single day.
We finally have temperature and we live another day on Mars. Guys, messy wires, loud alarms, a little bit of panic, just another day in the office.
Our project is simple. We're doing temperature sensor. You can't look.
A0. People use the black thing, so you gotta.
Guys, messy wires. No, you have to listen to me when I start talking.
Other options? Sure. This is the code. It reads the analog signal and converts it to Celsius and Fahrenheit. And I don't remember the rest, so.
This is what makes a Mars Carnival possible. Real-time monitoring. Without it, stops.
One difficulty we have is that the temps.
Our project is measuring temperature with sensor.
The argument takes that voltage in.
Our project is
It's fine. My grandma just died.
Other options? Sure. Other options? Sure. LEDs could have just. Oh. This is the code. It reads the analog signal.